18 months ago, a retired electrician named Walt sold a coffee table out of his driveway for $130. It took him roughly 4 hours to build, using wood that cost him nothing. Do that math for a second. That's more than most people make in an hour of overtime. For a hobby, he almost didn't bother starting. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 10 pallet projects that actually sell for real money, not the ones that just look good in a photo and sit in a garage for 6 months. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones are worth your time and which ones aren't, no matter what the comment sections tell you. Here's the honest truth nobody talks about enough. If you're retired, on a fixed income, or just looking to bring in some real extra money without going back to a job, woodworking with reclaimed pallets is one of the few skills where the material cost is close to zero and the demand is genuinely there, if you know which projects people are actually willing to pay for. Most guides online just throw a list of cute pallet projects at you without ever mentioning the part that matters most: which ones sell and which ones don't. I've spent time cross-referencing actual resale data, farmers market listings, and secondhand marketplace trends to put this list together, so what follows isn't guesswork. It's what's actually moving. Number 1. Rustic coffee tables. These consistently sell in the $80 to $150 range, and here's why they outperform almost everything else on this list. A coffee table is small enough to build in a weekend, but visible enough in someone's living room that buyers are willing to pay a premium for something with real character, instead of another flat-pack piece from a big box store. The key detail that separates a table that sells fast from one that sits for months is squared, even legs. Buyers notice a wobble within 2 seconds of touching it, even if they can't articulate why the piece feels off. That's why working from an actual measured plan instead of eyeballing leg lengths matters more here than almost anywhere else on this list. Number 2. Vertical planters. This one surprises people, but they move fast and consistently at farmers markets specifically, more than almost anywhere else. Gardeners are a built-in audience already spending money that day, and a vertical planter solves a real space problem for anyone with a small patio or balcony. They're also fast to build in batches once you've built your first one, since the design repeats. Number 3. Headboards. These sell quickly for a simple reason. Buying a decent headboard new is genuinely expensive, often $200 or more for anything with real character. And a handmade one built from reclaimed wood with visible grain and texture looks like something out of a farmhouse catalog at a fraction of that price. This is one of the highest margin items on the list relative to the actual build time involved. Number 4. Serving trays. Low effort, high margin, and something almost every buyer can picture using immediately for coffee, for entertaining, for a housewarming gift. These take an afternoon at most and typically sell in the $25 to $45 range, which sounds modest until you realize you can build 4 or 5 of them from a single pallet's worth of usable wood. Number 5. Dog beds. Oddly enough, one of the most requested custom pieces once people see you build furniture at all. Pet owners are famously willing to spend on their animals, and a raised wooden dog bed frame with a simple cushion insert solves a real comfort and hygiene problem, keeping a dog off cold floors that a lot of buyers hadn't thought to fix until they see one in person. Number 6. Wine racks. Simple, quick to build in bulk once you've nailed the first one, and they tap into a buyer base that already associates reclaimed wood with a certain rustic, intentional aesthetic. These are ideal for anyone wanting to build a small batch and sell several at once rather than one-off custom pieces. Number 7. Garden benches. A full weekend project, but one that sells for hundreds of dollars because it solves 2 problems at once: outdoor seating and yard decoration. This is where the details from earlier videos actually matter most. Proper sealant for weather exposure, and joints built to handle real outdoor use, not just indoor display. A garden bench that starts wobbling after one rainy season won't get you a repeat customer or a referral. And in this business, referrals matter more than any single sale. Number 8. Wall-mounted shelving units. Easy to batch produce once you've built one solid design. And shelving is one of those items nearly every buyer already knows they need. It's not an impulse purchase the way some decor items are, which makes it a steadier, more reliable seller over time rather than a one-off trend item. Number 9. Adirondack-style chairs. A genuine classic that never really stops selling, season after season. These take more skill than some of the earlier items on this list, with curved seat backs and angled joints that punish guesswork, but they also command a noticeably higher price because of that added difficulty. Buyers can tell the difference between a chair built from a real plan and one built by eye, and they're willing to pay for the difference. Number 10, and the highest ticket item on this entire list, porch swings. These take real time and real precision, especially with the hanging hardware and weight-bearing joints. But a well-built porch swing routinely sells for several $100s, sometimes close to $1,000 for larger, more detailed builds. This is usually where someone graduates to once they've built confidence and a track record with a few of the earlier, simpler items on this list. Now here's the thread connecting every single one of these 10 projects, and it's the part most people miss entirely. The projects that actually sell aren't necessarily the fanciest ones, and they're not always the most creative design. They're the ones built well, clean joints, accurate measurements, and a finish that doesn't look rushed. That consistency, project after project, doesn't come from natural talent or years of trial and error. It comes from following real, tested plans instead of improvising every measurement from scratch, the same way a contractor works from blueprints instead of guessing dimensions on site. This is exactly the gap that trips up most people who try building to sell. They build one nice-looking piece, post a photo, and then can't reliably reproduce that same quality on the second or third piece, because there was never an actual measured plan behind the first one, just instinct and a little luck. Buyers notice that inconsistency fast, and it's the number one reason word-of-mouth referrals dry up before a small side business ever really gets going. If you want plans for every single project on this list, the coffee tables, the planters, the headboards, all the way up to the porch swings, they're linked in the description below. It's a library of over 16,000 tested woodworking plans, the kind that gives you exact cut lists and joint measurements instead of leaving you to guess your way through a project meant to actually earn money, not just sit in the garage looking nice. Walt, the retired electrician I mentioned at the start, didn't set out to build a business. He just wanted something to do with his hands after retirement, and started with one coffee table because it seemed manageable. 18 months later, he's built and sold over 40 pieces from that same list, using free reclaimed wood and plans he didn't have to design himself. You don't need a workshop full of expensive tools, and you don't need decades of experience to get started. You need the right list of what actually sells and a real plan for each one so the quality holds up from the first piece to the 40th. Everything on this list is proven to move. Now it's just a matter of picking the first project and getting started this weekend.